Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Andrea, the fearless love coach, showing strong, sassy, successful women how to love without fear so you can attract and keep your Mr. Right. Now, a lot of you have been talking to me about image and style, and a lot of my clients come to me worried about their body confidence, how attractive they feel within themselves, also to men, of course, because they want to attract men for a long-term relationship. So I've got someone really amazing with me today. She's called Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hi, hello. Lovely to be here.
Thank you so much for being here.
Well,
So,
thank you for inviting me. I mean, it's an absolute honour. Thank you.
and so I'll let Kim explain more about how she works and who she is. But briefly, Kim is a colour, style, and image trainer. And she's had her school for 14 years, but she's been in the industry for 39 years. Now, that's a wealth of experience. It's not someone who's just read a book. This is someone who walks her talk and knows exactly what she's doing and talks about and helps women develop their image and colour using their personality. So it's not just some, cookie cutter thing at all. It's actually really getting to know someone, as I understand, and about that person expressing themselves in the most awesome best self. And I'm all about that. I'm not interested in anyone being clones. I want women to empower themselves, to be the best versions of themselves, to feel their most awesome, gorgeous, sexy, and attractive self. And a way to do that is through image and style. So, Kim, first of all, I'd just love to know, how did you get involved in this business?
Oh, it was thousands of years ago, as you've already said. And I am such a dinosaur. I can't believe it's 39 years. God's teeth. Anyway, I was bored sick
Yeah.
at work. I was not cut out to work in corporate prison land.
Mm.
And I answered an advert that said, would you like to sell colour-coded cosmetics?
Yeah.
I hadn't a flipping clue what that meant,
Yeah.
but it sounded infinitely more interesting than the crappy day job that I was doing at the time. And that was the beginning of the colour revolution in the UK. The lady who placed that ad actually started colour analysis in the UK. She'd been over to the States, learned all about it, brought it back, and we learned how to sell colour-coded cosmetics
Yeah.
to ladies who really wanted to look and feel fabulous, because we were selling a range of nutritional products at the time.
Yeah.
And it was a way in for this American company to get to the decision maker in the home. That's mum, isn't it? The lady of the house. How can we help you improve your family's nutrition? Well, let's start on the outside. Let's make you look good. Let's make you feel good. Let's talk to you about what you put on your skin, the colours you wear, and then we can start talking about the inside. And I suppose that's still the way I think now, that we can help people look good on the outside, because this is what happened to me. Because
Yes.
here I am, a bit of a show off and a bit of a diva, as you well know, Andrea, because we've
No.
known each other for years. Me, but I was born shy. I know, it's
No way.
crazy.
No
I
way.
was seriously born shy, and it was having my colours done that helped me become the person I am now, helped me get into teaching, which is what I was put on the planet for, and mentoring, teaching people how to look good so that they feel good.
Yes.
And when you look good on the outside, suddenly, your shoulders go back, and you get compliments, and people actually notice you. Nobody had noticed me. I felt unnoticed. And having my colours done saved my life, and I wanted to teach that on.
Yeah.
So for the first 17, 19 years, I faffed about like a tart, basically, and tried to be an image consultant, but I'm not terribly good at that myself. What I'm better at is teaching it.
Right. Right.
I've done everything: one-to-one consultations. I've taught people to dress for business, to dress for, as we're talking about here, for dating, to find that partner. I've taught people it's confidence. That's what it's about. It's all, we're not selling colour, style, image. It's all confidence. And that's what you need when you go out on a date or you meet somebody maybe like this over the internet. It's
Yes,
having the confidence
yeah.
to sit there with your shoulders back and think, I look ruddy good.
Yes.
And you should appreciate me because
Yes.
I look fantastic. So
Virtual
that's
high
how,
five for that.
yes, yeah, it's how it started. And I've never changed my opinion that if you look good on the outside, then you start to feel better on the inside, and the confidence grows and becomes a real part of you.
Yes.
So this works in any kind of coaching, but particularly, you know, when you sat there at home thinking, I'd love a chap, I'd love to get out, maybe for company or whatever, or a long-term relationship, but you need the confidence, don't you?
Yes, it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. And it's that confidence that exudes and shines through, and to be able to reflect that on the outside, because we have to be honest, that's the first impression people will have of you.
Yes.
And there's nothing we can do about that. So why not make it the most best, awesome version of you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I teach is what you wear tells other people how to treat you.
Exactly. I love that. Tell me a little bit more about that, Kim.
Well, if you look scruffy, you will be treated scruffily. I mean, we haven't got all day, but you know me, I could go on for hours. And when I was training, I've got stories about how we proved that.
Oh, wow.
We went into a department store in Sheffield, which is where I used to live. And we dressed scruffily and we were ignored. Then we went to the changing rooms and put on a skirt and court shoes and combed our hair and put some makeup on. And suddenly we had sales assistants rushing to serve us. Didn't change the amount of money I've got in my pocket.
Yes.
It just changed their impression of me.
Yes.
So what you wear tells other people how to treat you.
Absolutely.
So when you're going out on a date, I mean, the way I think of this is, what do you want from the date to start with? And I'm not going to assume here. Do you want companionship? Do you just want a nice evening out with a gentleman for some great conversation? Do you want physical intimacy with no strings attached?
Yes.
Yeah. Or do you want a long-term relationship? And I would suggest you need to get that straight in your mind first.
Absolutely.
So that you dress to reflect that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because don't judge him. He might not have had this advice already. So don't start making the same judgments. But at a subconscious level, we are reading the signals that people give us by how we dress. So if you dress like a scruff, you'll get ignored in a shop. If you dress the way that a sales consultant thinks, I'm going to earn some commission from this, you've changed their perception of you. This is all done at a subconscious level.
Exactly.
So when you're out on a date, first of all, decide what your objective is. Then dress appropriately to meet that object. It sounds clinical. I do business marketing as well, but it is the set. You're selling yourself.
Yeah.
You're selling and saying what you have, if you'll pardon the expression, what you've got on offer.
Yes, it's so true.
So, you know, I'm offering myself, you know, take me, I'm yours. Or I'm really after a long-term relationship and I want a serious conversation. Or actually, you know, I'd just like some fun tonight. I'd like to be appreciated and to enjoy your company and you to enjoy mine. You know, what is the message you want to give? Then you can learn how to dress.
Yes.
To give out that message.
Yes, wonderful. Wonderful. Because as we've said, it's that initial impression, and it takes less than a millisecond to have made that impression. So it is really important it is very important what you wear, and how do you want to be seen and be perceived. And if you want that long-term relationship or short-term, know for yourself what it is that you're looking for.
Yes.
The confidence is always the most important thing. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So how do you get confidence then? Well, you need to understand who you are, what you want, and how to present yourself based on who you are.
Yes.
So if, for instance, I've been reading some stuff about, if you're going to a dressy dinner, you should wear a dress and a jacket. Not me, sunshine. No chance. That's not my personality.
Yes, exactly.
My style personality is I'm a drama queen. I don't do a shift dress and a nice little jacket. I wear trousers all the time for a start, and I'm going to choose something that reflects my personality, not the silly little boxes that people try and put you in. So I think you need to understand who you are first.
Yeah.
Now that can be a bit further down the line, but to start with, think about the colours that you wear, because colours say everything about you.
Yes.
And choosing the wrong shades of colours, because everyone can wear every colour. I don't care what the books say. You know this. I mean, the book that came out that said only winters can wear black. What a pile of poppycock. I mean, for goodness sakes, we all have to wear black at some point, don't we? Our job as image consultants is to show you how to look good in black, regardless, or any other colour. But find out the shades of colours that look good. So red, for instance, men love women on a first date wearing red.
Yes.
But if it's the wrong red, he'll be looking at you thinking, poor darling, she looks as though she needs a brandy. Shall I call for an ambulance? So I am, you can see me in my Kim pink, as this is known.
Yeah.
I am a cool winter. I look good in bright, vivid post office red.
Oh, yes, I love that. Yeah, yeah.
But put me in tomato red and you would be whipping me off to hospital because it makes me go gangrenous.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, you can see that when you understand it and you're aware of it, it becomes really clear, because sometimes if you don't understand it, you might look at someone and think, oh, something's not quite right, and you can't pinpoint what it is.
Yes.
You just explained it beautifully.
So that distracts them from what you're saying.
Exactly.
They're so busy wondering whether you're okay and whether they're going to have to pick you up off the floor that the whole relationship development has been put on one side because this colour is distracting. So find out the colours that make you look good. I mean, just warm or cool. Do you have warm tones or do you have cool tones? If you want to check this out, I've got a program that's easily accessible. I'll tell you about later if you want.
Yeah.
This is specifically for personal interest.
Yes.
But if all you can do is just hold up in front of you, I don't have, here's a piece of paper. This will represent a drape. Okay. A piece of material, a tea towel. It doesn't have to be a fancy drape. But if this was pink, does this look better than something that's peach?
Right.
So I'm not going to hold up a peach one in front of me because you will be calling for a large brandy. I look dreadful in peach. So that's the best. Or gold and silver. Do you look better in gold or silver? If you look better in peach and gold, you've got warm tones. If you look better in pink and silver, you've got cool tones. It's not as cut and dried as that, but that's a great start.
I love that, because just being aware of that can really change what you go for when you go shopping. And there's so many shops around, and it can be a nightmare sometimes, or you might be attracted to certain things, but they actually might not suit you. So I like that. It's going to make it a lot easier for when you go shopping, and knowing that you're getting the right colours for you. And just before I forget, there's something that you mentioned earlier about when you're dressing to express your personality, because what I'm all about is finding the right match. So if you're dressing in a personality that isn't you, you're going to attract the wrong match. So this is why it's really important when you're dressing who you really are, expressing your true personality on the outside, then the right match for you is going to come into your life, and the ones who aren't will think, well, I'm not attracted to her. That's what you want to happen.
Yes. Well, just think about it then. That dinner, a special dinner date, you know, you're at a classy restaurant and they recommend you wear a shift dress. Yes. And heels.
Yeah.
Well, what if you're a natural style personality? You're never going to wear heels in a million. You'd probably break your ankle because that is not your style. You need to dress to represent who you really are. Absolutely. Unless, of course, you're out there to hoodwink, you know, and whatever. And who knows? I mean, you can use dressing for both purposes, really. And that this is why I love it. You can be who you really are, or you can pretend to be who you really aren't. So it can be used both ways. But if you're not going to stagger around on heels all night, if you're a classic or a creative, a bit like Helena Bonham Carter, she's not going to stagger around in heels because she's a creative. She's going to wear her pit boots, isn't she? Be who you are. So my biggest tip, if you like, is be comfortable. First of all, don't try and dress in a way that somebody else tells you, because that will be what suits them. Find out what suits you, what makes you feel comfortable. So my watchword is all about, it's not about the physical. We're not dressing a lump of meat. We're dressing a living, breathing human being who has emotions and feelings. And you have to express who you are. But first of all, you have to feel who you are. So if you feel confident, then you'll express who you are.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So what other tips do you have, Kim? Because you mentioned about just even that the simplicity of getting a piece of paper or gold and silver. What other takeaway could you give the women who are watching that they could just go home and do straight away to find out something about themselves in terms of image or colour or style?
Well, one of the is to get an objective viewpoint from somebody who, not particularly a professional. I'm not saying go and have your colours. I mean, absolutely, it saved my life. It's brilliant. And if anybody I don't do that personally now, but if anybody wants me to recommend somebody who's trained with me in the UK, that's, you know, just email me. I'll give you all the details later. I'd love to help you with that. But I'm talking about not particularly, don't go to family. They can't be objective at all, poor darlings. But somebody who you respect, who can give you feedback on who they think you really are. And also, one of the things I've always done is really encourage you to learn to look in a mirror. It's something British women don't do. I sometimes go to Marks and Spencer, to the changing rooms, just to listen to the conversations. Oh, God. It's clear that women do not look at their face. They look here. They're looking at the chest.
Oh, I see what you mean, right.
We don't take into account how we really look. So go and stand in front of a mirror, look at yourself in the eye, and something I learned, it's 18 years ago now, good God, is to say, I love and approve of myself. And as you do that, your body senses change, your understanding of yourself changes, and you start to actually look into your own eyes, and you can see who's been reflected back. So 2 things really. Learn to do that, learn to look at yourself objectively, and maybe feed that with an objective viewpoint from somebody you respect, who can see beyond the facade, because we all play a game, don't we?
Yeah, that's true.
Who can see beyond that and say, do you know, you looked fabulous in that turquoise blue top. You know that peachy thing? Ditch it. Somebody who can be really, and start looking at what you've got in your wardrobe and think about the things that you get compliments in,
Yes, yes, that's true.
and get rid of the rest.
Yeah. We all know we don't wear everything in our wardrobes. About 20% of you probably
Yeah, you
wear.
only wear 20%. What's the rest of it doing in there? It's just taking up room.
Yeah.
You could be giving that to a charity and earning some money for it. Make room for the stuff you feel comfortable in, and that when you stand in front of the mirror, you look and you think, the shoulders go back without even thinking about it. And you think, I look damn good in this.
Yay!
I look chuffing excellent. And when you get that feeling, you need to focus on more of that instead of all the other stuff that you've bought.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, learn to look in the mirror. We're not taught to do that as British women, We're taught it's vain, but it's a load of poppycock rubbish. Learn to look in a mirror and appreciate who you are, because there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
And there never was. You're beautiful, exquisite, gorgeous, fabulous, unique. And it might take a while, but say those words to yourself in the mirror. Build your confidence, build how you feel about yourself.
Yes.
And even if you do end up wearing that slightly off-colour top, you can actually go into the conversation and say, do you know, Fred, or whatever the gentleman's name is, Algernon, I'm really sorry. I've chosen a peach top, and don't I look a plonker in this tonight? That will express your personality.
Yeah.
Honesty, far more than trying to pretend to be something you're not.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much for those amazing, well, it's more than tips actually, because that was way more than tips. That went really deep actually. I really felt those words that you were saying.
Well, this isn't about the physical, Andrea.
Yeah.
For me, it's about how you feel. You can look good and feel absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
Yeah. And that's so true, because even, some of my clients come to me and they might pick out a particular actress or singer like Beyonce or a supermodel, and they just obsess about those types of women, Kim Kardashian as an example, and assume that if they look a certain way that they're happy. And it isn't always the case at all. And you hear about it in the news and the stories. And so it is how you feel on the inside. Absolutely.
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, just that I don't know much about these celebrities because I don't do celebrity, but their stories don't sound very nice. They're constantly in and out of relationships and having bust-ups, and so just looking gorgeous doesn't make you a happy person.
Yeah.
But if you feel gorgeous, that is a completely different kettle of fish, because you radiate love and confidence, and people just want to be near you when you are confident.
Yes.
You'll have them beating the doors down.
It's true. And the word that just popped into my head is charismatic.
Yes.
We almost have seen that person who walks into the room and you think, what is it about them? That
it's confidence.
Yes.
It's total confidence. So yeah, one of the things you can do, which I learned when I was training with a professional actor, about how to take up, how to present from the stage.
Oh yeah.
Take up a lot of space. So when you meet somebody, don't stand all hunched like this. Stand with your feet hip width apart, and imagine there's a piece of string running down the middle of your head all the way down your spine, and roll those shoulders back.
Do it now. Yes.
Yes. And then let your hips and your knees relax slightly. And then you go into a position it's called a superwoman position.
Yes.
Superman, actually, but we've nicked it. It's superwoman. And you suddenly feel calmer. and much more confident.
Yes.
So if you can practice that in front of the mirror as well, and as you walk past shop windows, catch yourself. So many people are hunched over like this.
True.
Just catch yourself. Stand in the street and do it. Do the whole Judi Dench thing if you want. And just relax into a confident posture. So that will help as well.
Big time.
Yes. Yeah.
So, Kim, if there was one takeaway that any woman who's watching this, what would you want them to take away from what you've spoken about today?
I think this is something I've been working on for a while now. There's nothing wrong with you. And there never was. And I think we believe, particularly when we are looking for a partner or looking for a job or looking for the next best thing, looking to lose weight or whatever it is, or looking to improve your business, we feel lack.
Yeah.
And we feel inadequate, and we feel as though it's our fault, because that's what society tells us. And it's not our fault. There's nothing wrong with you at all. Be who you are, because who you are is beautiful and gorgeous. And when you know that, when you believe it in the muscle, that's when other people see that in you. But you can start by dressing on the outside to look really good, because what you wear tells other people how to treat you. And as they treat you better, you feel better, you treat yourself better, you look better, you behave better. It's just a lovely circle.
Yes.
And everybody benefits.
Yes.
Everybody, because you're giving the love out.
Thank you so much, Kim. I love that. It was great.
I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
So, for those who are interested, they want to learn more, what would be their next step?
Well, if you would like to see a professional image consultant, then I can put you in touch with some great people who've trained with me. Yeah. God help you. Because it's always, my mantra is stuff the system, put the client first. So people who've trained with me will put you first. They won't be ticking off a check sheet. You can email me for that. Shall I send you the links after?
Yeah, I'll add the links to the description box. So
Excellent.
anyone watching, all Kim's details will be in the description box.
Excellent. You can email me directly. You can join one of my Facebook pages and ask your questions there. Right at this moment, I am offering, personally, done by me, an online colour and personality analysis. So I'll give you the link for that. But if you want to find out how to do this yourself, start with this program I mentioned earlier, which is Colour Yourself Fabulous.
Right.
And you will learn whether you look good in cool colours or warm colours, loads of other stuff as well. I'll give you the links. So there's 3 or 4 ways there that people can find out more.
Fabulous.
Great.
Thank you so much, Kim.
You're very welcome. What a wonderful way to start a Monday. I can't believe it.
And so all you that have been watching, when you're looking for love, whether you're male or female, it doesn't really matter. It's about really getting in touch with yourself, really finding out who you are, feeling good about yourself, and then wanting to meet someone who's going to value and appreciate you. But first, it's about you valuing you first. You appreciating yourself first. And that's where it begins. So on the surface, it can seem quite, people might say, oh, this is superficial, but I'm hoping from what you've learned from Kim today is that it's not actually superficial. It's way more than that. It's much deeper. So thank you all for watching. I will leave all Kim's links in the description box. But for now, I wish you love and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.